Are you tired right now? Are you weary? Are you struggling to pull yourself up from a funk in life? I want to share in the next few minutes how you can absolutely change that. Starting today, you're going to be able to upcycle. I want to share with you some knowledge from two places. Number one, from Esther Hicks via Abraham, if you are familiar with that force and what all that means. And then we're going to get into what Jesus himself said about this, the spiritual side of it. And I promise you, whatever your belief system is, these principles are going to help you. Let's get right into it. My name is Jim, y'all, and I help people find peace, purpose, and prosperity in their life, just like I found in mine. If that sounds like something you could use some more of, invite you to subscribe below. There's also a link if you'd like to discuss one-on-one working with me. You can make a free call or video chat, and I can help you to begin to live your best life as well. But what is this thing we have to do to pull ourselves out of a funk? Well, Esther Hicks, if you are familiar with her, speaks on behalf of Abraham, and what she shares with us is what she calls a rampage of appreciation. And I love this concept. I started practicing this in my life probably, 8-9 months ago, maybe a year ago. And it's helped me so much as a simple practice when I'm kind of stuck in a negative place. What she says is when you can't find something to be positive about, a good feeling, a good emotion to upcycle you out of your funk, she said, start with something very small. And when we do this, it puts our attitude in a state of gratitude. I don't think you can fake it till you make it. I think what I love about what Esther Hicks says and Abraham says about this is what we have to do is find something we can truly, in our heart, in our mind, in our soul, be grateful for. Maybe it's as simple as, man, this is a good cup of coffee. Wow, I enjoy this. Wow, was that not a great hamburger? Was not this a great meal? Oh, that person was so nice that opened the door for me and let me go through before them as I was going into the grocery store or the restaurant. These little things can be big things when we acknowledge them in our mind, in our heart, in our soul. And what starts to happen is when we find one thing, then we can find two things. And we can find two things, we can find three things. And we just upcycle these emotions in our life. And it's called a rampage of gratitude because we start to go up like a vortex, a tornado that is forming. And the bigger it gets, the stronger it gets. And we create this positive mentality for our day. And we stop focusing on our have-nots. We start focusing on our haves. And we start changing our life when we do that. And you can do it no matter where you're at in a funk right now. You can begin to upcycle yourself out of that funk. Now, what does Jesus have to say about this? Because this is an ancient spiritual principle that will work in anybody's life, no matter where you're at on your journey or what your belief system or any of that is. Jesus is talking about people who are burdened and they are weighted down with the cares of life and with the concerns of whatever you're going through right now. That's who he's talking to when he says this. And he says, come to me. And he says, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Now, what is that? That's something in the ancient world or in the farming world to this day that they would have understood immediately. Now, a yoke is that thing that you see. If you've ever seen any kind of ancient cultures or maybe third world cultures farming, and they hook two oxen or two animals together, two bulls together to pull a plow or to pull a farm utensil. That yoke is the wooden thing that hooks them together. And Jesus says, first of all, come to me. And he said, let's yoke ourselves together. Let's join together because two, as scriptures say, are better than one, especially when one of that two is God. That when you yoke yourself to God, when you yoke yourself to source, to force, to the universe, whatever you believe that greater power, that higher power is for you, when you yoke up to that and you connect to it all at once, you're not trying to do it on your own anymore. You're upcycling your emotion. You're upcycling your life. You're upcycling your soul, the real you that is in there. And he says, I want you to yoke to me, because he said, when you yoke to me, guess what? The burden becomes light. Why? Because you're not carrying it alone anymore. You're not trying to do it by yourself. You're recognizing one of the key principles to any kind of spiritual and emotional and physical recovery in your life. If you know much about AA and how all of that works, one of the first steps is to acknowledge you're powerless without God, the God of your understanding. When you yoke yourself to that spiritual force and you say, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I can't do this on my own. I need some help here. It begins to change things. And that is that first upcycle to the positive in your life. That first upcycle to create that vortex that Esther Hicks talks about. That rampage of appreciation, of gratitude, when things start to get real powerful in your life, is when you start to upcycle into that and you create this energy tornado, literally, that'll begin to suck your dreams and your longings and your wishes into your life, because all at once you've let go of the old you. You've put a trust in a new you, a trust in a source and a force more powerful than you. And when that starts to happen, my friend, you're going to start to change it all in your life. It's that simple. I'm not going to go into a lot of details here because there aren't a lot of details. It's that simple. Find something you can be grateful for today. Yoke yourself to the source, the force of energy of God in this universe, and believe that great things are coming your way. And when you do that, you start to change the game. If you need a little help, again, right below, click on the link, give me a call. I would love to book a call with you and talk a little bit about how I can help you to do that in a transformational way. My life has changed over this last year and a half. And it's changed according to living by these principles, and you can change it too, my friend. Change it today, and let's see what happens. Tell me in the comments, what would you like to drop in your life, to leave right here, leave it behind, and what's the new thing you would like to see start to happen today? You can do it. I believe in you.